But I think the main things is at the end of the day, volleyball is volleyball. It's in the same 9x9 court, and the rules are the same. So we. Is that on the back of your shirt?
Yeah, it's on the back of the
Beauty,
shirt.
a little free shout out for you. And it doesn't matter who's on the other side of the net. You need to still execute to the best of your ability if you want a chance to win.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the first day of the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. My name is Everett Delorme from Toronto. That is Rob St. Clair from Chicago. And this is the 81 square meters of the best volleyball content on the internet. This is the 9x9 episode, really episode 1, day 1 of our Olympic coverage. Welcome back. We are stoked to have you here. We just wrapped up a fantastic first day of competition, of games here in specifically men's indoor. Women's gets kicked off tomorrow, but specifically men's indoor. We had 4 fantastic matches. Rob, how you feeling? The chat wants to know if you managed to clean your screen off before we started this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the vibes are very high. The big winner of day 1 of the Olympics. Now it's only day 1.
Day
one. Day 1.
Day 1.
But the big winner is me. The big winner is Rob St. Clair. Not just the USA, but the big winner is me. It's me. Not only is it my birthday tomorrow, which helps. So like tonight I'm gonna have myself quite a time. And in addition to celebrating the Americans' just absolute thrashing of Argentina just now, I'm also very validated about my Brazil take that they're not going to make it out of their pool. So we'll certainly get to that. And chaos happening elsewhere in the US's pool, which is where I think we should start with
start at the top. We have to start at the top.
The very first match of the entire tournament, the 4 seed in Pool C, Germany takes down the 1 seed Japan, a 5-set banger where Japan had 2 match points in overtime in the 4th. And Germany gets it done. And this was really dramatic. What a way to start off the Olympic Games.
MVP, Mikhail Winiarski.
Totally.
Coming through with some of the most clutch challenges of all time. Late in that 4th set, basically turning it around twice, 2 separate occasions. Massive calls, once with the touch and one with an antenna touch.
And those were the narrowest but correct challenges on both of them.
Neither of those I thought were going to go their way.
Me neither.
Both of those I thought were going to go Japan's way. But
Same.
Rob, this was a back and forth match. Germany was out the gate hot. 8 points for Grozer in the first set. He looked fantastic, but I won't lie. That's the best he looked all game. Right?
True.
He looked the best in set number 1, and then it was more or less downhill from there for him. And it makes me really wonder and question. Like, this was a really, really good win by Germany, but it makes me wonder: did they empty the tank for this one right off the bat? Because Grozer looked fantastic in the first set, but they used the entire team. They used the depth of the bench, and realistically, this is a poor game on Japan's side. 30 errors for Japan. Of course, 18 of those were Germany's blocks, which is another thing that was absolutely ridiculous. But this was a back and forth game, and both teams had chances to win it, and both teams had situations where they almost gave it away.
That's an excellent assessment. Both teams had chances to win. Both teams tried to throw it away at various moments. I mean, part of that to me is just kind of the magic of the Olympic Games. Like, you get to the Olympic Games and just uncharacteristic stuff happens to you. Like, it's just different. It is just different. Especially on match number 1 of any team's Olympic campaign, match number 1 of the entire tournament in this case, it's just a little bit different. You never see Japan making 30 errors. That is not a thing that happens to them. But
Ishikawa making bad errors.
They had match point in the 4th at 28-27. Germany sided out, Yuki got stuff block 1-on-1, and then Yuki hit a ball out of bounds to lose the set. Like, that never happens normally. The Olympic Games, man, it's really something else. And I like the point that you made about Grozer. 8 points in the first, 6 points in the second, 1 point in the third. And like, so
1 point in the third was wild. And like, you started seeing it. If he had one swing in a rally, he would kind of come down and look a little bit tired. Now, maybe it's just one of those like first match things. They were at the opening ceremony last night. He hasn't played a little bit. There's a few different things, but Germany won this game ultimately, and like there's going to be a few other reasons that I want to talk about. Either mostly the help that they got off the bench from Rijkaard and Karliček, but this is not by any means to me like a clean win. Like like Germany here is putting everyone on notice. Like to me, it's a little bit like, hey, Japan might have dropped the ball on this one. They had all the opportunities in the world to take this match and a full 3 points in that fourth set. And they controlled them like 2 and 3. They controlled basically from the get-go, and they controlled most of that fourth set as well.
Yes, they did. Particularly the third set. The third set really looked like when Japan got the download on Germany a little bit. Their defense took a huge increase. They started touching so many balls. Nishida got hot. Ran Takahashi got hot. The middle started touching balls. Tomohiro Yamamoto, I think, was Japan's best player, top to bottom in this match. He was absolutely everywhere. He made 2 unbelievable plays late in the second that helped them win that after 23-23. But Japan definitely did drop the ball in an opportunity to get 3 points here. If I'm in the German locker room right now, what I would be thinking if I were them is like, boys, hell yes. Not only did we beat the number 1 seed in our pool, and then we did it without Grozer having a particularly good game down the stretch, and we did it with using all 4 outside hitters and kind of proving to ourselves that we can win games when Grozer isn't the guy in clutch time. And that I think
he still was at the end.
He got all the attempts, but like Germany won that 5th set serving and blocking. It wasn't Grozer. It was 4 stuff blocks and then that Rijkaard ace. And then they forced a couple overpasses too. Another player who I thought was great, and I can't believe I'm saying this.
I know.
It's Tobias Krick, dude.
Dude, he
dug that ball.
That chest dig he made in the 4th set was legitimately a game.
It was.
That might have been a tournament-saving dig for Germany in the first set in the first match of the day. He also made a
world-class dig.
Like he made a pancake on another dig. I think I can't remember what set it was, but Tobias Krick was fantastic throughout. He was blocking well. He attacking well. He was making dig. For some reason, his terrible serve was causing them problems, like consistently causing Ran Takahashi problems, which we won't get into it. I'll be nice today.
The serve is so bad that nobody even knows how to handle it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when baseball teams bring in a non-pitcher to close out a game because they're getting slaughtered, and their 50-mile-an-hour fastballs are getting strikes. Like that's kind of what Tobias Krick's serve felt like today.
Remember I think it was the very last thing that our good buddy Dan Manili ever posted on the 5-1 Instagram like 2 years ago, that horrible jumbo shrimp ace that Krick had against Canada, and Dan edited like the rolling shrimp on the lollipop that hit the baseline. That's what it reminded me of. It was so bad. That's a deep cut for you volleyball source historians out there.
Yeah, that is a pretty deep cut, but yeah, overall, Germany's ability to win this as a team was quite incredible. Like they used didn't they use on their roster?
Tila came in and served. So did Massa. So really, the only guy they didn't use was From.
I thought From came to serve early the first 2.
Did he?
Maybe.
I don't remember seeing him, but yeah, this was a team win that I wasn't really sure that Germany had coming into this. And Moritz Karliček in particular off the bench, man, he was awesome and exactly what Germany needed. And amazing coaching by Michał Winiarski throughout this match. Just outstanding.
Winiarski outcoached Blaine in this one.
He totally did.
He definitely outcoached Blaine in this one. From his timing of his substitutions, I really just don't get where Japan goes with their substitution sometimes and why they do it at what points. It just seems to be a little too emotional for me.
It's a good way to say it.
It's a little too in the moment rather than trying to take the big picture of everything. Then at other times when they should be making substitutions, they don't. Like it's very weird. But Japan looked rattled in this match, Rob, and Somebody posted a meme in the Discord, and it was just like what different people would do if they saw a crying child. And
Oh, I saw that. That was a horrendous meme. That
it was
very
a horrendous. It was a horrendous meme. Don't get me wrong. And whoever posted it was like, "I love that volleyball's gotten to the point that we have terrible memes like this." And I was like, I agree.
Yeah, me
But
too.
one of the people that said wouldn't do anything was Yuki Ishikawa. In the fact
Just
that, like,
stand there.
he's just like a stone cold killer, but he wasn't a stone cold killer today. And even worse than Yuki Ishikawa was Ron Takahashi. In serve receive, he was really, really bad. And it just seemed uncharacteristic. And for me, this is a Japanese team that's kind of having to deal with that pressure for the first time. In 2021 in Tokyo, they were the home team. Like, yeah, sure, they've been to the Olympics before, but they weren't the number 2 team in the world. They were just the home team that was legitimately there, no doubt about that, but they were just the home team. Now I think you get a silver at the VNL, you're number 2 in the world, and maybe you actually start thinking that, hey, we legitimately are the number 2 team in the world. And now I'm going to piss some people off with this, but I'm sorry, Japan is not the number 2 team.
No, they are not.
They are on paper, technically, in the world rankings, sure, but they are not a top 4 team in the world, maybe not even a top 5 team in the world. They have the ability to beat those teams, but they aren't there yet. They aren't there at that level of consistency. And what top teams do is win when they're expected to. They win when they're expected to consistently. And Japan didn't get that done today. However, it's the first game, baby. It's the first game. All you need to do is go back, regroup. You still get a point out of this, so that is going to be huge in this pool.
Oh yeah,
and you're going to regroup, reset, and get back after the next one.
And they get Argentina next, who is just reeling after what happened to them just now. So that will be interesting. Yeah, Germany should feel very good about themselves. Anton Brema was unreal today, complete utilizing the mismatch down the middle. I think he was
a weapon.
He was a weapon. He was automatic. It's annoying. My FIVB live stats aren't loading like player stats right now. I can see that Brema had 15 points. I assume it was high. It was sky high efficiency. That was really impressive. And just like the system that Germany has put in under Coach Michał Winiarski it's almost so simple that you're like, why is this working so well? Like, oh, we have an outstanding matchup in the middle. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set the middle. They don't overthink anything that much. They play technically sound volleyball. They make a couple plays when they need Grozer out of system. They feed the old man. But like the way the rest of the team stepped up today should be kind of scary for the rest of the field, even if Japan gave that game away a little bit. Germany still was substantially the better team in the 5th.
Brema, 12 for 14.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Stuff. That's automatic.
86% efficiency for Brema and 3 blocks out there. That is gross.
Cha-ching, dude. Easy money.
And he was hitting the ball hard. Right? There was no paintbrushes out there. He was out there just beating it. And man, it looked good. My big worry, Rob, is can and will Grozer survive this tournament? He looked dog tired.
He did
this one.
Yes, he did.
He had 36 attempts, which is less than Yuki Ishikawa had. Ishikawa had 44. Yuji Nishida had 34.
And Nishida sat for a little bit for Miyaura, especially in the 4th.
Yeah, which Miyaura came in and served an ace, gave the match point, then Japan gave it up with errors.
Yes, they did.
Which was wild. I thought the game was over at that point, right? Miyaura comes in, serves that ace, and I'm like, oh, baby.
3-1.
Let's go wrap this up. I can get it in a little nap before Brazil, Italy. Nope. Didn't happen. But yeah, I'm just very worried if Grozer can keep this up. Can he keep up this pace? Can he keep up a 20+ point a match pace? Can he keep up a, even 30+ sets? And if you're asking me, like 30+ sets in a match isn't that much volume.
It's not. Not in a 5-setter.
Not in a 5-setter. You're not being fed the ball that much. Germany,
see
though,
Egonu and Hawk and Boskovic and those people in the club can get 60 attempts.
50, 60 attempts, right? So 36 attempts in a match is not that much. And Grozer looked tired. It looked like he blew his load in the first set, and then everything was down from there.
I give Japan. I have 2 points about that. One is I give Japan credit. I think they did a good job adjusting to what he was doing. They slowed him down a little bit, as well as Grozer definitely, like, pretty clearly just on the eye test looked tired at the end of that game. And yeah, Grozer
he looked tired in the middle of the game.
Yeah, he did. He looked tired in the third when he only scored 1 point. 15 for 36 attacking, 7 errors, only 222 efficiency, but 5 stuff blocks and 4 aces. So that right there. In
reality, it should have been 5 aces too, because he served that one in the 5th that sent Sakita into the net. That was real tight. Like, it was basically an overpass. The right side blocking for Germany in this one in general was real good. It was 5 blocks for Grozer, 4 for Kampa on the right side. They were really able to shut down one of the big areas of the court there for Japan.
18 blocks in the match for Germany. That 18. Is a big number, even in 5 sets.
It was a day with a lot of blocking, especially like this one in the Italy blocking. Like,
love to see it.
Germany had 18 in the win. Italy had 13 in the win. Whereas USA just served the pants off of Argentina. But I think both of these teams can be better in their next matches.
You're right. Yes, they can.
Both of these teams can be better in this match. I think Japan's tournament's on the line right away against Argentina.
Correct.
Not tomorrow. Whenever
it's either going to be either Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not sure which. It is Wednesday. My dudes.
Yeah, it is Wednesday. So we'll see. Like, anything can happen in this pool. Anything,
baby. Now, what I'm so curious about this, and I agree with you, both teams can be better. In Olympics past, you're like, okay, game 1, we've still got a lot of tournament left to go. We don't have a lot of tournament left to go anymore.
No.
There's only 2 more games per team. So fix it for Japan and quickly, and Germany, capture it, keep it rolling as best you can against the U.S. on Tuesday morning our time. And we'll see how this thing goes. But what a way to start off the Olympic Games. Incredibly entertaining. And the crowd, too. The crowd at 9 in the morning in Paris for the first game of the Olympic Games. First volleyball crowd in 8 years. Oh, awesome.
Loved it. I really think that I've been hearing some criticisms, I guess, about the court that they're using for the indoor, where it's basically just a big convention hall and they've brought in temporary seating. Bro, I have no problem with that.
I think it looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good. When you do that, you have the ability of tailoring a venue to a volleyball court, right? To the exact thing that you want it to be. So I think it looks good on TV. It's absolutely packed. You can hear Bianca on the mic holding it down.
Yep. Couple horrendous camera angles. That overhead moving camera in the middle of the shot needs to go away forever. I have huge problems with that.
I don't mind it sometimes.
Oh, it's awful. I can't see where the ball is.
For adding like a little bit of context. I don't like it in the middle of a rally, but I do like it as a replay asset. But yeah, no, I think the venue is going to be electric.
Me too.
I think that once France plays there tomorrow, and then, the men play there tomorrow, the women play on Monday. I think the roof is going to blow off this place. I think this is going to be a really good 2 weeks of volleyball.
I'm so excited. Just the energy of Olympic volleyball is like nothing else. And that energy increased into game number 2. And this was a very fun one. The Brazilian crowd, dude, they showed up big. I was very impressed by the amount of screaming Brazilian people and Brazilian flags in this crowd in Paris and on the other side of the world. Energy was high. But it was not enough. The Italians... big 3-point win, 3-1, close in sets 1 and 2. Italy kind of made a comeback in the first. Brazil made a comeback in the second, but Italy got it done in overtime. Italy fell asleep a little in the third. We're the better team in the fourth. 3 points. And Brazil, we haven't talked Everett since Alan Souza had to drop off the roster. His calf injury has now moved him into the alternate spot, and Honorato is the 12th guy on the roster. But I have never been more confident about my own take that Brazil has to play perfect volleyball in order to get out of this pool. They have to play perfect. They didn't play perfect today against a great team, and it wasn't enough. And against Poland on, Wednesday morning, it's going to be the same thing. Got to play perfect. Otherwise, if they fail to take a point from Poland, their Olympics is over. I don't care what happens against Egypt. If they fail to take a point from Poland, their Olympics is over, and I was right the whole time.
Guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. It's still early. I mean, Brazil was there toe to toe in the first 2 sets.
Yep.
Like they were
great comeback in the second.
Yeah, great comeback in the second. Kind of let it slip in the first a little bit. I know you loved someone in the Discord who was saying that Brazil should have won this 3-0.
What a ridiculous take that was. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard.
That also that also made me laugh. It's like that one Italian clip making pasta, and he's like, if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a car, type of thing. But this Italian team, mostly our boy Yuri Romano,
what a
70% efficiency. This dude was so unreal. Olympic Romano, are you here to stay? Wow. Are you here to stay? Like, if Olympic Romano is here to stay, everyone else in the volleyball world needs to be on watch. Like, it needs to be on high alert. It is code red everywhere in the world. What Micheleto and Livia had
19 combined.
19 combined, exactly. But we have Yuri Romano being absolutely automatic.
It was awesome.
It don't matter, baby. It don't matter.
19 attacks combined, by the way, for Micheleto and Livia. Romano attacking, 66% efficiency, 17 for 24 with only 1 error. Like that you could not have dreamed a better start to the Olympics if you're an Italian fan for how well and with how much confidence Yuri Romano just played. And he was Italy's best player, which is insane. I mean, Micheleto was good. 12 for 25 attacking, 40% efficiency. Livia was good when he needed to be. Hit a couple really good cross-court shots against 3 blockers, but was kind of quiet in general. But in terms of individual performances, Yuri Romano with an absolute statement heard around the volleyball world today.
You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. He was really, really good, and the rest of the Italian team was really, really good. Like I said, when we were talking about Japan versus Germany, 13 blocks for this Italian team. They really shut the door down on Brazil. And I mean, Brazil still got their points. Darlin was out there scoring, and that's why
Darlin looked awesome.
Darlin did look awesome.
Couple bummer errors in the fourth.
Yeah, but
one in particular that kind of ended the match. They were down 3 or so, and unforced error down the line inside out was kind of the nail in the coffin. But he was the reason they were in that game. I mean, Lucarelli and Leal both relatively quiet.
Yeah, both, and that's what I want them. I need them to be better. Right?
Yeah.
They both of those guys need to be better. They need to be more efficient. They need to be taking on more load. Once again, Darlin Souza was representing Brazil at the Pan Am Cup last year. He shouldn't be your top scorer. He shouldn't be your guy. Leal and Lucarelli should be your guys. Now, I have full confidence. Like, if we go back to the World Championships in 2022, Leal had one of the best tournaments of his life and kind of put that team on the back and led them on a deep tournament run.
Yeah, to bronze. There's no way they do that without him.
No, there's no way they do that without him. He needs to be a lot better. And the same thing with Lucarelli. He was lukewarm for me.
Lukewarm Morelli.
Lukewarm Morelli. Yeah. Sounds like a good pasta.
Ooh, it
does like a tortellini dish.
Ooh.
That you put in a dish with a little bit of cheese, and you just throw it
We're gonna have to keep lukewarm Morelli on the back burner if he continues to be mediocre. The same way that today Yuri Romano was Roma yes.
Roma yes
today.
He was Roma no.
He was Roma yes.
He was Roma hell yes today.
Yeah, he was.
He was Roma hell yes, absolutely. When he is dynamic like that, when he gets that look on his face. Like that serious in his brow is furrowed. And, I hope that Gianelli's just talking shit to him the entire time. Like maybe that's what Romano needs. Maybe they've just like put a recording of someone just talking shit to Romano the entire time somewhere in his bed in the Olympic Village, and it's just like in Italian, like, you suck, you need to be
You
better,
suck.
no, all this stuff, and it's just getting him mad, and he's ready to go.
It worked. You know who else was pretty disappointing today? Was Flavio. Flavio in the middle for Brazil had 3 points,
Yeah.
0% efficiency, and it was a complete non-factor in the blocking game as well. I mean, what did he block? 0 balls?
0 balls.
Like, dude, what are we doing? Like, yeah, he's got to be better as well. Like, he's supposed to be a world-class middle. He just won a Scudetto with Perugia. Like that's got to be way better. 13 blocks to 4 for the teams is definitely anchored by the middles. I thought Galassi and Russo were both super good for Italy in the blocking game. And of course, we do have to talk about the unicorn a little bit, at least, even though he wasn't the guy on offense. They won that first set because of his serving. I think it was 23-23, and he ripped 2 world-class serves that put Brazil way under pressure. They got a free ball out of one and a stuff block out of the other to win the set. And you didn't even have to lean on him because Romano was so good. Like that's I trust Italy's system of winning right now, because when you get a Roma no game, which you might,
Which you will.
you probably will.
You will.
Then you're like, okay, Ale, like, okay, Mr. Unicorn, Mr. Best Player on the planet. Now is the time for you to put the team on your back. It's like, okay, I'm ready to go. You didn't have to do that yet. He'll be ready to do it later.
Yeah, he will be. But yeah, Micheletto was still pretty good in this one. He still had a 40% efficiency. Where's Levia's? Oh, Levia's efficiency not that great. Only only a 20% efficiency.
Real quiet. Yeah, 7 for 20 with 3 errors. 12 points though. He did have 4 stuff blocks. Levia is a terrific blocker on both pins.
Maybe one of the best left side blockers in the world. My question for you, Rob, is should Bruno get the start in the next game?
Should he? I don't know. Will he? Yes, 100%. Like
yeah,
he will, for better or for worse. He's a 5-time Olympian and his father's the coach. You think that Bernardinho has the balls to bench his son in his last Olympic Games? Like that, I don't think there's any universe where that's going to happen, but I'm not saying that
Maybe. I'm always looking to see Cachopa's vibe on the bench. Like, and he always seems to be chill. He always seems to be all right with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to be, and given the situation, but I would like to see him a little bit. We actually did see, I was really surprised. We very briefly saw a 6-2 for Brazil, and Adriano was the quote unquote opposite. He came in for a rotation or 2 and did nothing. But we saw Cachopa for like 1 back road trip, and I think that was it.
Yeah, that was an interesting rotation there from Brazil. I don't know if Bernardinho's still got it, man. I don't know. He doesn't.
That's a little about face from our Volleyball World preview last week. You're like, they have one of the greatest coaches in the game, and you don't think they're going to make it out of pools? Yes, I do think that. That's exactly
okay, but like he is. Are you telling me he's not one of the greatest coaches ever in the game?
But is he one of the greatest coaches right now? No, he's been away from the game for so long. Like this team got here despite him. This team qualified for the Olympics in Renan Dalzotto's last tournament.
That's true.
Like he's just coming back out of obscurity.
I still have faith that this Brazilian team, I think they're going to put a scare into Poland.
I'm sure they will. They will put a scare into Poland. They typically play Poland at least really competitively. I would predict that that's another 3-1 that Poland wins. And if that happens and Brazil has 0 points through 2 matches, they are screwed.
Yeah, they are screwed. And it was interesting to see the conversation about the most insufferable fans in the Discord happening. I was just waiting for Berkay to jump in and start talking about Türkiye. Like, oh, Turkish fans would never do this. And then that would have been the trifecta. We got the Japanese fans, the Brazilian fans, and the Turkish fans all mad on the same day, all just fighting in the Discord. That would be perfection.
This is this event is what the Discord was made for right here. It's so great.
It is.
Yeah. Any more takes about these 2 teams and just like their prospects for the rest? Because like Italy gets Egypt next, and they're going to kill that team. So
yeah, I'm worried. Here's my hope. My hope is that Brazil beats Poland and Poland beats Italy. That's my hope.
So you get your beloved
I
triangle.
Yes, my beloved triangle. That's best case scenario. But I think, because once again, I also picked Italy. Did I pick Italy to win?
I think you picked Italy to get third in the pool and then win the Olympic Games.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. I did pick that.
Yeah.
I think Italy needs a bit of a wake up call. Not like a wake up. Not like, I just don't think. I think if things are too easy for them a little bit, and like this one was a little bit too easy, there was a little bit pushback. That's when they get lackadaisical.
I completely agree with this.
I need them to be a little bit on edge and a little bit on guard. So I need them to lose, and maybe lose badly to Poland. And then I think that unlocks the door for them to make a serious run into this, partly because I think there's just a lot of young guys on this team, right? You've got a lot of young guys, and you've got a lot of younger guys like a Luca Porro or like a Bo Valenta, who we saw Luca Porro a little bit today, like certain small little situations. We didn't see Bo Valenta at all, but those guys are probably just going to be feeling like, hey, this is normal. Like, this is we're Italy. We win.
We always cruise.
This is cruise control for us. This is normal. And they need to know that there's a little bit like what's on the line. So I want to see Italy lose in the pool, because I think it makes them more dangerous heading off into the playoffs.
Everett, you and I have been on completely different sides of this pool, but I couldn't agree more with what you just said, especially now with the Olympics and pool play being only 3 games. When you get to the quarterfinal, if you haven't been tested yet in the Olympics, if the first time you're getting legitimately tested is the quarterfinal, that is scary. That is really, really scary. It's why I think it's one reason why we've seen teams several times before be in that last spot in their pool and able to make it out, go on to win Olympic gold, because they have been tested in their pool. They already have been in that situation in the Olympic Games. They've been punched in the face and have had to get back up off the mat a little bit. If you cruise through pool play, which is going to be real hard to do for any team in this Olympics, I think Italy and France are the only teams that are likely to have even a chance to do that. But if you cruise through pool play,
not even Poland.
Maybe Poland still has their 2 hardest matches in front of them. I mean, of course, they're going to cruise through Egypt. But Italy got one of their harder matches in front of them. Then they get Egypt next. So they'll be on, just like you said, they'll be on full-on cruise control through 2 games. And then they're finally going to get a really good opponent. And how they respond to any potential adversity is going to be a huge indicator. And there's so much less room to find yourself and to have those moments and to have that give and take now in the new format, that when we get to the quarterfinals, it's going to be all that much more up in the air.
We know these teams way too well, Rob, to know that there's no team that's truly like head and shoulders above the rest.
Correct.
So there's no team that should feel comfortable going 3-0. If any team is going 3-0, and except for maybe France, right? France is the one team where I think they are better than, significantly better than the 3 teams in their pool, and they match up well with the teams in their pool. Otherwise, like, if you're going into the playoffs and the quarterfinals 3-0, things are probably going too easily for you, and I would be betting against that team in the quarterfinals.
I totally agree. Ozzy just said in the chat, you have to lose a match in order to win gold, and I kind of agree. Love this tournament. So good. So good. All right, let's before we move on, we've got a couple of important things that we have to bring up to all of you beautiful people. If you watched our Volleyball World previews, you already saw this, and you're going to see it again, because you should absolutely head over to shop.volleyballworld.com and pick up a game ball. You can buy these. You can buy straight up the balls that are being used in the Olympic Games, both beach and indoor, and you can buy them in like a lot of different levels too, from like the super authentic to like the little mini-sized replica that you can get signatures on or whatever. So you can get all those things. They're really sweet, and there is an affiliate link in our description right now that you can go and click if you want to buy any of this stuff, and it tracks who gets referred to them through us. So if you want to get one of these game balls, definitely do it through the exact link in our description.
Support us. Help
please
us.
And thank you.
Yes. Does it give them a discount?
I'm not sure. We just got the link like 5 minutes before we went live, so I don't exactly know how it works yet. But If any of you want to be our guinea pigs, go check it out. Let us know how it works. Please do. And very similarly, if you are wanting to get ready for the upcoming club season and pick up a subscription to VBTV, we also have a link for you to do that. And that one, I think, does come with a little bit of a discount, or at least it will in the next couple days. So we've got a link in there as well in the YouTube description.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll make sure I put it in the audio podcast description too, for those of you not watching live. But yeah, if you want to pick up a VBTV subscription, you can't use it to watch the Olympics, but you can use it to watch everything else. And you want to do it through us, that helps us the most if you do it directly through the link in the description right now.
The chat is mostly making fun of us right now.
This is a good problem for all of you to have, boys and girls. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I do understand if some of you don't go and use this link right now, because there's not that much. There will be the Hamburg event in a few weeks. If
True, there's still more beach.
But yeah, once we get into the Italian league and everything going on, next year is going to be absolutely massive. So you guys will want to jump on the VBTV train.
Yes, you will.
You know, we know that the thing is, we know that most of you are already on it. So once you renew, you're going to use our code to jump onto the VBTV train.
Yeah, we will organize a community effort into refreshing and all that once the club season comes around. But if you want to do it, the link is there.
Awesome.
All right, ready to move on?
Absolutely.
Quick one here. I will be very honest. I was asleep during this game. This is Poland beating Egypt 3-0. I don't know how you personally attacked this, Everett, but what I did was I did not wake up for Japan Germany. I woke up at 6 a.m. my time and watched Italy Brazil live. Then I went back to sleep. I woke up in like the third set of this game and I saw the score. I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch the replay of Japan versus Germany. So I watched that entire match. And then I watched USA versus Argentina live, and it worked out okay for me because this game, as it turned out, as we kind of predicted, good old-fashioned hour in a shower.
Good old-fashioned hour in a shower, a classic three-donger, however you want to put it. I mean, Egypt going up against the number one team in the world, kind of to be expected. Egypt playing without their typical leading scorer in Reda Heikel. Instead, it was Mohamed Dola down the middle, leading them in scoring with 14 points.
14 for a middle in 3 sets.
Not bad too. He was 11 for 14 in the middle with 2 blocks and an ace. So he was great. Unfortunately, no one else out there for Egypt was able to get it done. Ahmed Azab was 5 for 17 on the outside, and then Saif Abed. As well, he was replacing Heikel on the right side, was 5 for 14 with 3 errors as well. So
yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, without their leading scorer from the Challenger Cup, especially, like, I would think that with Heikel, maybe like with Heikel and Dola, maybe you're able to create another Japan situation out there. But without them, it just doesn't happen. But I think, Rob, and this is something that you saw, I think the ankle injury to Fornal is hands down the biggest news in this game.
For sure.
More so than the result.
Yeah, when you play a game like this in really any tournament, but especially the Olympic Games, like when you just are playing an opponent that you are just way better than in every area, your goal is to get it done nice and clean, don't drop a set, but also get through it healthy. And it's really bad luck for Poland that they did not do that. One of Egypt's guys, I didn't see the play, but I saw the clip and I saw the photo. One of the Egypt guys was like all the way underneath the net, and unfortunately Fornal stepped on him and rolled his ankle. I think his left ankle. So,
imagine if Kubiak had been on this team and that would have happened.
He would have fought someone.
He would have fought someone. He would have fought someone. And maybe that's what this Polish team needs, right? Right now, the chat's saying that this Polish team didn't really inspire any confidence with this win.
But, dude, you're playing Egypt. Like, no matter what happens, no matter the result.
Exactly. I want a thumping. I want under 10. You're Poland. You're the best team in the world. This is like, Poland right now is the Team USA, like basketball, of the volleyball world.
Very close to staying, yeah.
And they should be playing Egypt and wanting to throttle them. They shouldn't be going 25-21 in the first with Egypt.
I agree.
Like, no, Egypt was getting like easily beat at the Challenger Cup. Egypt, like, they shouldn't even go, they shouldn't be going 25-21 without Egypt's best player.
Yeah, I agree with you. If I were a Polish fan, I would not be thrilled, especially because of the 4-0 thing. But this is the Olympic Games. You beat an inferior opponent 3-0. I don't think you could. If I were in that position, I wouldn't be reading into it any more than that. I mean, I remember 3 years ago when I was in this position, I was trying to justify the fact that the United States dropped a set to Tunisia. That was bad. So I get it. I get the expectations when you have an inferior team. If you win,
what happened to the United States?
Not very good things. That's
didn't even make it out of pool. Exactly.
You're right. But I mean, this is Poland and this is Egypt. Like it's 3-0, whatever. I don't care about the eye test as much. Maybe the Polish fans do. 4-0's ankle is a very real concern. And now another thing to bring up. I bet Nikola Grbic wishes he made a different choice with their alternate player. I bet he wishes he didn't bring a third opposite. I bet he wishes he brought Bartosz Bednarz. Because whether or not 4-0 can dress for their next game, I mean, they're so deep at outside hitter that they don't even need him to start necessarily, but they're going to need him later in this tournament. And if he can't play for a game, then I would just like
give him is relative. You're acting like Poland has no one on the bench.
They have a lot of people on the bench.
You've got Semenia Kachlivka.
But now whoever you start, you only have one guy off the bench instead of two until his ankle is ready to go. If you
a lot of teams have no one off the bench.
If you brought Bednarz like you probably should have, you would have been better equipped to deal with this situation.
Better equipped? You still have Slivka and Semeniuk on the bench, right? They have more bench options than Italy does.
Yes, they do.
More bench options than Brazil does. Like, I do think that bringing two opposites and having your other alternate as an opposite is a wild choice. Is an absolutely wild choice, especially with the depth in the left side position that you have with this team, and especially with the fact that when you look at it, you could easily run a 3 outside hitter system with this team.
Somebody in the chat says pins are pins. An outside can play opposite easy. No, not even close to true. That is not even close to true.
I mean, what do you mean?
You can't just like all of a sudden switch positions in the middle of a tournament. Outside,
TJ DeFalco did it pretty well for you guys
in an emergency down 2-0.
Eric Lepke did it pretty well for Monza this year. I mean, I'm pretty sure Dmitry Mrzurski did it famously in an Olympic final in London 2012. No, I'm sorry. This is a classic middle take. But playing right side is the easiest thing in volleyball. Like on the left side, a left side player can play right side. A left side player can be the opposite.
I disagree with this.
Right? So, I mean, just because you've never been able to do it doesn't mean that
opposite's my best position.
Like I could do that like pretty well. You want to throw me in the middle? You want to throw me in the right side?
That's my best position, brother.
But yeah, no, I 100% think, especially like I don't understand where your take is from this when, especially that you've yourself admitted that like, and we will probably have to see a 3 outside hitter situation for the USA. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but like, no, you can 100%. If you are a left side player at the international level who can't plug and play as an opposite, you don't deserve to be international.
I completely disagree.
Your name is probably Honorato.
Completely disagree. Different skill sets.
No.
Different skill sets. All right, I don't know why we're still talking.
What are you talking about?
It's different. It's a different position. It's a totally different skill set. The way your shoulder works is completely different. The way the attacking works against blockers and the angles are completely different. The way that you're relied upon to score in almost every system is completely different. It's a different position. Why are we still talking about this? This is the Olympic Games. Poland won. Who cares? We wish 4-0 the best for his ankle.
Wow.
I certainly do.
Rob, you're wrong. Yes, you're like Once again, chat
can
is
do what
on,
they want.
on my side, but yeah,
Chat
very
can do what they want
very
to bring me
good
down
be
today,
very,
Everett. I
very
don't care. I don't
interesting.
care what you say. I don't
think
care what any of you say.
Poland is really
No, they're
struggling.
not.
Poland is in dire situation now.
They're
with
fine.
The,
Poland's
ankle
fine.
ankle
Poland's
injury
fine.
to Fornal.
I hope that Fornal is
Exactly.
okay. Poland's fine. No, none of you can bring down my vibes today. It's all these stupid ass takes. I don't care about what anything any of you have to say, especially you, Everett. 3-0 donging of Argentina. The United States looked like the best
Good.
team that played volleyball today. We are the most convincing, the best team that played volleyball today. You cannot debate that. We are the best team that won the most convincingly that played volleyball today. I love this. We were so much better than Argentina today.
You know why
this could not have broken better for my team. Could not have been better.
You know why this means nothing to me, Rob? Because I've seen this before. Do you want to go back to Ottawa back in June? What happened? Yeah. What happened the last time? What happened the last time the USA played Argentina? And then what happened after that?
We lost to Italy 3-0. I don't care.
And then you lost to Canada.
I do not care.
And then you didn't even qualify for the playoffs.
Nobody cares about the VNL. Everett, this is the Olympic Games.
Yeah, but that's what we had.
This is the Olympic Games.
Exactly.
This was an exorcism of a demon. We needed to beat this Argentinian team in Olympic pool play. We needed this badly. 100%. We needed to firmly put Tokyo in the rearview mirror, get that shit out of here, and convincingly say to ourselves and to the world that this is a gold medal caliber team. And I said it in the previews. I said it when we talked about this pool in depth. You are gonna learn what kind of a USA men's team we have here during this match, and we know the answer now. We know the answer.
No, we don't.
This is a gold medal caliber team. This is a gold medal caliber team.
One match.
I'm not saying it's gonna happen. This is a gold medal caliber team.
What happened at the beginning of the last Olympics? What happened at the beginning of the last Olympics?
Pretty similar, but that was a completely different format. We are now in the driver's.
So many excuses.
Driver's seat in the sport. What do you want from me? My team. I had the best team that played volleyball today, and you're trying to talk shit like we're not going to make it out of pools. Get out of here. Don't worry about winning your own game tomorrow.
No. Shut your mouth. I am not talking any shit whatsoever. I've said that your team has played well. I've said that they played great. And but I'm just sitting here that your unbridled confidence about a team that this is the only legitimate win that they've had this summer has been against this Argentinian team, right?
They beat Serbia.
So that's good. And they have a habit of winning the first game at the Olympic Games and then crashing out. So all I'm saying is that maybe you should show a little bit of humility on your side. Be confident, be happy. You're absolutely that's well within your right. I'm confident and happy for you too. This was a good performance from your team. The only hole that I see in your team right now is Matt Anderson's inability to score.
Totally agree.
I really think that Jake Haynes deserve a shot. To be on this team. To be on this team. You're not saying that a guy who could have dropped like consistent scoring would help? Where Matt Anderson hasn't really looked that good, not having a guy like Jake Haynes or even a Kyle Ensing, to me is a bit of a hole. However, overall, oh my goodness,
this is the worst take in the history of this channel.
Drama queen. You're such a fucking drama queen.
This is the worst take in the history of this channel.
1-3 dong, and you guys act like you guys get 3-1 3-dong, and you act like you guys should be given the medals right away.
We just
are you not somewhat worried? Are you not somewhat worried about the performance of Matt Anderson in this one?
Sure, I am. What I'm thinking is that we just beat a very good team in convincing fashion when Matt Anderson wasn't very good. So when he is better, we will be even better. TJ DeFalco was absolutely automatic today, and so was Aaron Russell. And so were the middles.
The middle game was fantastic.
Eric Shoji, amazing game. Micah Christensen, amazing game. 6 out of 7 starters played world-class volleyball today. Matt Anderson did not, and we killed a very good team anyway.
But
you're calling for Jake Haynes?
Oh my goodness.
What
no.
are we talking about
But
here?
don't you? I think, like, once again, like, Matt Henderson didn't answer any questions for me. He created way more question marks. You yourself has said to win an Olympic medal at this Olympics, you are going to need to be perfect. Matt Anderson isn't showing perfection right now. The game that they got back from Argentina wasn't a perfect, like it wasn't like our Argentina was
to
playing
use your own
fantastic.
words, Everett. It was one game. How are you drawing gold medal conclusions
Exactly.
off of one game? You're going to use it on
you
me. I'm
are.
using it back. I'm okay.
But, like,
I'm okay today.
your expectations of this team are a gold medal. That's
Yes,
what
that's
you have
correct.
said now. So yes, so everything in the context, you didn't fall out of a coconut tree. Everything lives within the context, right? So everything lives in the context that we are visioning gold medal for this team. Right now, like, they played great. This wasn't a gold medal winning performance for me. Matt Anderson needs to be better, and they are going to get a lot more pushback. Maybe not from teams in this pool specifically, but from teams like Poland and Italy and Brazil and France. They're going to get a lot more pushback than what they saw in this game, right? It was not a great game for Argentina.
Argentina was bad today.
Argentina was bad today.
But
right?
we made them play poorly today. Our
100%.
serving
Your
was
serving
class.
Was the reason that you guys won this game. It was consistent. It was with pressure. DeFalco and Russell went back and they were looking like they had the ability to just kind of pick and choose and just score at will. Like, it was impressive. I'm interested to see if that can be kept up, because I think maybe this is a place that you're and my team are very alike, is that our serving can be kind of hot and cold. It can be pretty good and really good, or it could be like lukewarm Morelli. Is that what we used? Is that what we were saying?
Yeah, we're sticking with that. I mean,
yeah.
Based on the last Olympics, where the serving was the storyline for the United States men and was one of the primary reasons why we failed to make it out of pools, we are now 1/3 of the way through pool play and served world-class balls up and down the lineup and beat a very, very good team that has a lot to play for convincingly with a mediocre at best performance from one of our most important players. Taylor Averill in his Olympic debut went 100% efficiency against Agustin Loser.
He was big poppy today.
It was awesome.
He was a big puppy today. Watching Taylor Averill and his headband and everything was a lot.
Everything about it was awesome, except the goddamn uniforms. They're so disappointing. It
those
looks
are
like
the worst.
Everyone's
talking about the Polish Comic Sans. The American uniforms are worse. They remind me of like the 2017 World League. Like,
so bad.
Now, they look like they're the jerseys that you get in the Mizuno catalog, and you just like go through and they're like, these ones, like, nothing whatsoever.
I've been saying on Instagram that they look like an AI generated 4th of July parade costume. I think they kind of do. And then the red on red is an absolute problem. I hate it so much. Like, if this team happens to catch fire and go on and win Olympic gold wearing this garbage, I'm honestly gonna be kind of pissed.
And like, it's a bad red color,
dude.
I don't know what it is about, like, the Mizuno USA red.
Terrible. I hate that we're the worst looking team in the field. So that bothers me. But we are, as of today, as of teams that played volleyball today, we are the best looking volleyball team on the court in the field. We played better volleyball than all the other 7 teams that played today. I am so stoked. The serving was so good. We handled an Argentinian team that is gnarly in first ball side out, and we put a lot of pressure on them to be pretty pedestrian in first ball side out. And then Argentina's failure to serve the ball really killed them today. 0 aces, 12 errors. Nothing from the baseline. Nothing.
Argentina, they play Japan next, right?
Yes, they do. They're in trouble. They're in very big trouble.
But both of those, that is going to be such an interesting matchup. Between those teams. And I think Argentina, Argentina needs it more. They have less points. But neither of those teams really showed up in their first match. USA in their pool definitely looked the best, without a doubt. I don't know.
Standings here.
USA looks pretty good, but so did Italy.
Yeah, Italy looked very good too. They gave up some runs in the third set and then pulled Gianelli out and kind of gave that one away. It obviously didn't end up hurting them, but 3-0 in the set column for tiebreakers is incredible, especially in this pool. And now it's going to be real interesting, like you said, because the next games in this particular pool are the 2 1-0 teams against the 2 0-1 teams. And it's pretty rare that it shakes out like that. So
USA Germany, what day is that on?
It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, 7 a.m. Eastern. And Japan versus Argentina is Wednesday, 7 a.m. Eastern. 2 like absolute banger games. Going to be hugely important for both teams, for all 4 teams, obviously. I mean, it's the Olympic Games. Of course, everything's important, but in particular.
Do you think playing those 9 a.m. matches is difficult? Like, do you think it causes a problem?
I don't know. I kind of want to ask the players if we can, like especially Germany, because like you said, they went to the opening ceremonies last night and they had to play a game like an Olympic match like less than 12 hours after that. So I wonder how much that had to do with anything.
Yeah, I would if I was coaching, I wouldn't have let them go to the opening ceremonies.
Yeah, I'm happy that the U.S. got the late game today, so that they got the opportunity to go to opening ceremonies. That's really important. Because like people have said in the past, like opening ceremonies, you're on your feet for like 4 hours and like super uncomfortable, like shitty Ralph Lauren shoes, and like it's kind of tough on the body.
Think about the Checo; he had to hold that damn flag the entire time
in the rain on that boat.
In the rain, like that's not an ideal scenario. I almost wonder if the Olympics, like you should have the opening ceremonies on like the Wednesday. Then you have a big party to kick it off. No one plays on the Thursday, and then everyone starts playing on the Friday. That's how we should do
that too. Because weren't there games in other sports, like I think rugby, soccer, maybe?
Oh yeah, on
way earlier
Wednesday
this week,
Thursday. Yeah.
What started that?
Well, it's just like you have to like fit it all in.
Well, yeah, but make the opening ceremony like the actual opening ceremony of everything. Like I don't know about playing Olympic events before the opening ceremony. Whatever.
They've been doing it for years, though.
Yeah,
like
I know
that happens. That happens at every single one. Yeah, I was watching handball the other day. Handball's super exciting.
Yeah, Europeans are going to make fun of us for not liking handball, but we don't have it in our countries, and so I don't care. I don't care that much.
There's no North American representative teams at the World Championship.
Really? There's zero. That's well.
I did a deep dive into handball while I was watching Sweden versus Norway.
Did you really?
Yeah, I mean, got to pull up. I was watching it. It's like got to pull up the Wikipedia. How do you guys think I got good at volleyball stuff? I would just like sit there and do illegal things and watch volleyball and just like pull up Wikipedia and the internet beside me the entire time. But Rob, sorry, we got off track there. Talking about handball.
That's the beauty of this show. I want to take a look at Pool B's standings really quick for whatever it's worth. Italy will beat Egypt on Tuesday. Brazil, Poland, 3 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday is one that I might have to like push through the night before and stay up for. Like that game's going to be so massive.
That will be an absolutely massive game.
And again, if Brazil fails to take a point off Poland, they aren't like mathematically dead, but they are going to be damn close.
Damn close. Damn close. Yeah, you're absolutely not wrong on that. I have confidence that this Brazilian team. My big thing is I'm not denying the possibility of this, no doubt. But just that the assumption that is going to happen is wild, because I have confidence that this Brazilian team can come back and fight for it. And in the same thing as I said for Italy, like it's going to be good for them to get a loss early. It'll be good for Poland as well.
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Once again, Brazil was 4th in their pool last year, just barely made it in, needed Argentina's help, right? And ultimately they ended up making it all the way to run. You know, this isn't the NBA or the NFL where, you know, it's pretty much given that you're going to win if you're the higher seed, because, you know, those sports are kind of bullshit anyways. This is very much like hockey, where like if you just make it into the playoffs, anything can happen, baby. Anything can happen.
It's beautiful. All right, Everett, coming up tomorrow, you get your emotional debut in the Olympics with Canada versus Slovenia in the very last game. We also get the kickoff of the women's tournament, Italy versus the Dominican Republic. First thing, very interesting to point out that one of Dominican's starting middle blockers is yanked for a positive doping test. That was Liesvel Eve. See you later. Hope you enjoyed your Olympic experience. Bye. Poland versus Japan on the women's side early tomorrow morning for us North Americans is going to be a banger. And then both matches in men's pool A, France versus Serbia and Slovenia versus Canada. Can't wait to see the French home crowd. I'm really excited to see that atmosphere.
Yeah, I think I'm really happy we don't have to play them in the opening match. I really don't think that we would bode well. But once again, Rob, when it comes to talking about Team Canada at the Olympics, we made it there, baby. Like that's all I ask for. I'm not at all putting any pressure on my team to make a deep run. Hell, if we don't make it out of pool, we made it there. We're one of the youngest teams in the competition, other than Nick Hogue. And even then, we could still probably bring Nick Hogue back. But we got a lot of talent coming up. Like, we got plenty of things. So, like, hey, no stress for me, baby. No stress for me at all. But I think this is going to be a great day of volleyball. I'm really interested to see the Dominican Republic early. I'm really interested to see what they can do and how they look after their summer off. I think this first match against Italy is kind of a good match for them to be a bit of a throwaway, right? Where if they can pop off and do well and go up against the best team in the world, then hey, that's a good sign. But if you get dummied and 3-donked,
it's okay.
Back to the drawing board, and let's regroup for the next one.
That's an excellent point, especially with how they with now that they have a little bit of off the court drama going on. I don't know what kind of ripple effects that's going to have, if that's going to increase drug testing throughout the rest of the team, and if that, I hope that that's the last doping suspension for a volleyball player. I really hope that it is.
It's so rare for us.
It is pretty rare, unless you're Russian. They do that systematically, those absolute cheaters. But yeah, I'm curious about Dominican too. I would predict that they might get donged in pretty tough fashion in this first game.
Yeah, I would.
But that would not be the end of the world for them for the reasons that you said.
No. But then when you look at the next matchup too, Poland versus Japan,
sick.
I think, yeah, that's another sick match.
I'm going to struggle to be up at 6 a.m. for that one, given that it's my birthday tomorrow. Apologies in advance if I might be in rough shape tomorrow for you all. Oh boy,
I expect you to be.
Yeah,
I know.
I'll be awake for the men's games, and I'll watch. If I can't get up at 6, I'll watch Poland versus Japan in between. I will absolutely watch that full game. I'm happy that, and I was worried about this yesterday, that I wasn't going to be able to go back and watch matches fully after the fact. But at least in the US we can, which is fortunate.
We can as well too. Although CBC is only showing half the games. Apparently LDS was showing some of the other games just with no audio. So or just with no commentary. So that actually may be a better option than listening to who is that girl. The Canadian girl that lives now in the UK.
Kennedy Mason. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh.
We
I feel like I'm back home watching Rogers Television on channel 22, which is the local television that'll go around and broadcast high school sports once a week in Ottawa. And this is community television, and you can tell it's community television too. It is.
Yeah, well, this is the Olympic Games. Hopefully we can be better next time. We hope you all love Olympic volleyball next time.
Just throw it into this. Throwing this one away. It's already done.
International commentary wise, I'm throwing this one away. But next time is in LA, and hopefully there will be better things. Anyway, we hope that you all love Olympic volleyball as much as we do. I had so much energy watching these games today. It was
yeah, it's because you didn't wake up until they were halfway done.
I woke up at 6, man. I woke up at 6 a.m. and watched that game live, and then I slept through the third game. It was honestly kind of awesome. And then I was pretty juiced for my game. I feel so good. Vibes are so high. I feel so good about the way my team is playing. As good as I can feel through one match in the Olympic Games. I'm
go real
USA.
Quick. Dev has a good question in the chat. The commentator is saying how all of the outside core is
Yeah,
retiring.
so I have a take about that. The guys on NBC, Paul Sunderland, Kevin Barnett, Salima Rockwell, I love all of them. They do awesome work. They don't watch that much international ball in between Olympics. I don't want to be calling them out for that, but I'm not convinced that they have the most accurate information, especially because I'll peel back the curtain on this. They are not in Paris.
No,
They don't have
Dominican.
the opportunity to like mix it up and talk to the coaches in person and like do the things that Everett and I always do at events. Like it's a shame that they're not there and they don't get that opportunity to get all that information. So I wouldn't take the things that they're saying as gospel for like the things about the future of the program. I think they're just kind of giving their own opinions. That's my take on it. It is a bummer that they're not there. And I'm surprised that they're not. They're in a studio in Connecticut.
I'm surprised too, but it does seem to be the norm because I know that CBC is doing the same thing.
Really?
I'm wondering if that, because I know before in the past you'd have like the big international broadcasting center that was a part of the like the Olympic Village and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if doing to cost cutting and stuff like that, and then we've just gone so much for remote calling for kind of everything. It's just the norm now that's just how they do it. It makes way more sense for like national broadcasters if you could just not pay all those commentators to put them up in hotels and do all that stuff, and you're going to save a lot of money,
especially for minor sports. For NBC's perspective, like that, if it was like swimming or gymnastics, which for NBC are like big money makers at the Olympics, they would be a different story. I expect that those broadcasters are over there, but unfortunately this is still volleyball, at least for now. But for all of you that love it as much as we do, this is so electric. I'm so excited to just be in the middle of this, and I'm excited to be going live pretty much every day just to give our immediate reactions on all these games and hopefully give you all just more background and more engagement about the best tournament in sport. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to be back tomorrow right after Everett's team's first game, and I expect emotions to be pretty high, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely. Like, and don't get me wrong, like I will still be sad and upset if they aren't winning. Like if we don't beat Slovenia tomorrow, I'll be mad. Like
as you should be.
As I should be. By the way, people, Rob doesn't even know this, but now I'm on TikTok.
Oh, I saw that in the Discord.
Under that volleyball guy.
What are you planning to do with that TikTok account, I wonder?
I don't know, just talk shit.
I like that.
Mostly, like I mostly want people to start commenting in my comments and have ridiculous. Like I want to start like responding to comments, being like, "This person's a fucking idiot." Like that's exactly what I want. But I didn't want to do it under the Volleyball Source logo. And TikTok works way better if it's like more personal. So I was like, "Okay, screw it. I'm gonna make my own that volleyball guy TikTok and just use it to talk shit."
Okay, I like that. So if you're on TikTok, go get in Everett's comments and try and get him to clap back at you.
I do have a link to the 9x9 though on YouTube here. So if you guys want to find me there, but come talk shit.
I like it. Enjoy the Olympics, boys and girls. We'll see you tomorrow for like the kind of the way we're going to do it is we'll go 10 or 15 minutes after the last ball drops in the last match of the day. So we'll be as live as about as quickly as we can as soon as the last match is over. Yeah. So it just depends on how late that last match goes. Yeah. Hopefully it's 3-0 Canada.
I would like that, but I'm feeling more of a 3-1 or even a 3-2 I'm fine with.
Okay. Let's do it. Bless you, Everett. Thanks, boys and girls. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy Olympics.